give our time, attention, and love. We enjoy sharing and following friends, family, colleagues, and inspirational leaders aligned with our passions and interests in a hyper-connected world. We're all about tribes. We join tribes that speak to us and align with our vibe. In Tribe Goals, we share time with key lifestyle and industry changemakers as they share some of their inspirations, thinking, and flow with their communities. We'll see how they started and grew their tribe, as well as which they have joined and how that has fueled them every other week. I'm your host, Kimmy Smith, and we'll navigate our favorites in our show, Tribe Goals. On this week's Tribe Goals, we caught up with celebrity fitness trainer Ron Boss, whose clients include Neo and Kevin Hart. He shares how he came into the fitness industry, his approach to working with clients, his partnership with Cellucor, how important it is engaging audiences at fitness events, as well as the social media in order to showcase his brand and vision. What was your background before becoming a celebrity fitness trainer, and what led you to go into that part of the business?
I kind of got my start just from football. I was always an athlete, and my background just kind of came from playing sports and always being in the gym, trying to compete with myself to be better and compete with my teammates, and kind of starting Just Train kind of came from that mindset.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what was the moment that you decided that in addition to being a trainer yourself, you also wanted to have a brand?
Well, for me, it was always about being something bigger than myself. Mm-hmm. And once football kind of was one of those things that was taken away from me, or I didn't excel at it the way I wanted to, I obviously had to find a new career. And being very passionate about entrepreneurship, I realized that I didn't want to go to work for anyone. And then if I did create something, how could I create something that would benefit multiple people and not just myself? And so that's kind of how Just Train came about. And I opened up a gym, and that's kind of how we started to build.
Wow. Well, how do you define yourself as a trainer? And what do you feel that your clients are looking for when they want you to train them?
I define myself as a very motivated trainer. I approach it from a psychology perspective to kind of get people to commit to a long-term goals, not just the short-term,
Mm-hmm.
We're going to yield results. But obviously my main focus is to kind of mentally challenge people, is just train the mind and then the body will follow. We want to get people to believe that they can do anything first. And that's really my approach. And so we use competition. We use, a lot of, reassuring how great they are, but also holding them accountable for when they fall short, creating competition throughout their workouts and kind of building upon the things that they're not good at.
Well, that's interesting. What methods or modalities can clients expect when training with you?
Well, you definitely are going to come and feel like an athlete. That's one of the things that I love to get my clients to come deal with, is just understanding that everybody's an athlete and we want you to move a little bit more, and we're going to have fun. We're going to put our bodies in uncompromising positions. But I want you to come I don't want to come and just lift weights. I want to be able to get you to move outside of the room and, feel good and feel like you can do all things, whether it's lifting or running or jumping, having a strong core, all those different things. I have an athlete's approach to kind of my training style. I mean, you want to make it fun for people. Everybody, one of the biggest things that we see on TV every day is sports, and sports are fueled, and you see these athletes that are very motivating to not only the young kids, but to a lot of athletes has motivated us as young when we were growing up. And so that's where we get a lot of our fuel from. And sometimes we think back of who were the greatest athletes that inspired us, or, and so why not try to be more and move more and try to create longevity within our body, and we'll look good while doing it, but feel good and move around.
Well, what are 3 workouts that you feel should be included in anyone's routine, regardless of what their focus or long-term goals are?
I think plyometrics is very important. Being able to move without weight, calisthenics, you can do anywhere. pull-ups, push-ups, things like that. I obviously want people to jump. And the third one is just a lot of core, keeping a strong trunk, making sure, we focus on a lot of core. That's the base of your body. That's the center. And we want that to be strong. And so those are all great things that I like to approach with my clients is, being able to move your body weight, being able to move from side to side, plyometrics, jumping, things like that. And then obviously the core is the core component to all foundational movement. So that's, kind of keeping that as the baseline.
I like that. And we know that you're a Cellucor athlete. Why is the synergy between you and that brand such a great fit?
Well, I've been with them going on 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. One of the main reasons why is I appreciated them. Number one, they were the leader in the industry. And, I saw an ability for them with an amazing product that I use, and then ability to continue to reach people through energy and motivation. And, to be at these events like that, only are able to spread the knowledge about, and they were evolving, right? And so to have that type of partnership and to kind of see how they've evolved into, from the bodybuilders to everyday moving people to now natural product with the C4 energy, natural zero energy, which is natural zero, is just incredible to be a part of people that not only knows what works, but are willing to push the limit to evolve to more.
That's just beneficial for your brand in terms of doing these types of events and engagements and having all of these different platforms so that we can see your 360.
Well, it's really important that these type of events and these type of partners, obviously we gain more exposure, they gain more exposure, and you just get to really tell. We have a unique message. I'm on the go all the time. Mm-hmm. They have a product that's on the go, and it benefits, and it gets to tell people that you don't get to make excuses, that we share a unique story, that you can make time no matter where you are. Some people busier than you always make time. And I'm flying with clients from here to there, and you never know what to expect, but there's never any reason for you not to turn.
Building a business and growing it can be really intense. What are lessons that you've learned that have carried you through your business?
Just stay consistent to the plan. It's not easy. It wasn't easy. When you obviously are building a business, it's very important that, you stay, you believe in the core mission of where you're trying to go. A lot of people won't understand it. Mm-hmm. But if you believe in it and you stay consistent and you hold yourself accountable for the things that you do good and the things that you do bad, you can't, nothing's a guaranteed success, but you give yourself a damn good shot at, excelling, at being successful. And, and you have to define your success in the beginning process. If it's money, it can't be that. It has to be some other things that kind of continue to motivate you and take you to the next level.
What are 3 must-haves of essential qualities that a client needs to have in order for them to be the best fit to work out with you so that you feel comfortable in training them?
There are 3 things. I think there's only one thing is the mind.
Nice.
Once you're ready to go, I don't care if you're not a great mover or you're the best mover. If you're not mentally ready to be able to challenge yourself, that's the thing. It's all in your mind. If once you to come work out with me, you have to be mentally prepared to challenge yourself to the next level. So, for me, it's not a 3-part thing. It's a 1-part thing. Once you make the decision to see change and you want to take, no matter whether it's fitness or entrepreneurship or going to work, when you decide you want to be the best, it starts in your mind first. And so when you decide to come train with me, it's a mindset thing. All the physical components just fall in place.
This season, we've been chatting with changemakers across a number of verticals on Tribe Goals. But if you checked out another show on Athleisure Studios podcast network called Athleisure Kitchen, we talk all things culinary with celebrity chefs, restaurateurs, and food personalities that have included Chef Brooke Williamson and Marcus Samuelsson. This week, we're dropping our interview with Serafina Tribeca's general manager, Christian Ferrara, as we find out more about his work in the food industry, their focus on fresh ingredients from Italy, and what we can expect this spring and summer. Make sure to catch Athleisure Kitchen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you enjoy listening, following, and rating us. You train a number of celebrities and you work out with Kevin Hart quite a lot. How did that come about in being his trainer as you also travel with him? How do you balance that schedule along with other clients, trainers you work with, and other responsibilities that you have?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to build a team, but you find a balance. All right, I've been, I met Kevin through Neo. Well, honestly, I met Kevin back in 2004 when I was playing football at the barbershop, and I met him at the barbershop. So we go really, really far back. And then I was training another client, Neo, and they're really good friends, and kind of that. And me and Kevin just kind of had a synergy to continue to build towards something, and we just kind of found ourselves building towards some runs and some fitness movements, and then it's kind of got us to this point. And you just find that balance between understanding what I'm hired to do, also what I want to do, and that's to build something
Exactly.
like, again, bigger than myself. Boss being a celebrity trainer, that wouldn't be interesting for a long period of time. So we have to build these moments with, the Just Train idea, the Cellucor partnerships, these, the chases, the different things that we've been able to build along the way.
Do you have 3 essential items that are always in your bag or always in your pocket that you have to have regardless of where you're going or what you're doing?
I keep resistance bands always on the road. If you're talking about that, you're talking about movement pieces, or you're talking about
No, anything like, some people love to have their cell phone, their a tablet, this one or that one. So I actually travel a lot with resistance bands myself.
Yeah, no, my bands, I really keep bands with me. Obviously, you got to keep some good deodorant, in case and so you don't get musty. And always a fresh pair of workout clothes. You feel good, you look good. You're motivated to continue to go in the gym and put in work. Contrary to the last few weeks, I haven't been changing my clothes very often. I'm just in a really focus mode. But yeah, you got to really stay. You got to really stay. You want to look good when you go to the gym. It's you want to build on that. So I always, I keep resistance bands, a fresh outfit, and some deodorant. Make sure that I smell good.
Exactly. Well, like I said, I love the Instagram account of yours because it's such an interesting blend between you're working out, you have videos and like you and Kevin like having a great time, but you also have like inspirational leaders that you've been with, like Cole, and all of these just different things in there to kind of get to understand you better as a person. How important is social media and having this well-rounded presence for your brand and business?
Well, I'm just so fortunate to have social media right now to be able to spread a louder message, to get up and do more and move more. And physical fitness has been a bit byproduct of that,
Right.
but I really challenge people to be great in all aspects of life. Social media has been a great component to be able to reach so many different people in so many different walks of life. Very, very interesting, being a football player. And then when I meet people and they'll be like, man, what are you doing? They get my Instagram, and then they're like, man, my boy on Wall Street follows you. What's the chance of that? Or, those really cool things. And my mom follows you. And I'm just like, oh shit. And so social media is a really, really great tool to be, and I don't know why they're following me, but I can say that I just want to be a source of good energy, and social media has been able to give me that. And so I don't take advantage of it. I want to use it as something really, really good to continue to motivate people and inspire them that you can train and do all these great things, but life is about living and having fun. And it's not about being one dimensional. I don't believe in eating a certain way. I believe in enjoying life, taking vacations and whatever it is, but social media has been able to allow me per se to show that life is not one dimensional. You don't have to wake up, go to work, go to the gym, and come home and go to sleep. You can have fun through this process.
We're all about the people who inspire us, and who are your 3 people that you feel inspire you, whether there's someone you know or someone you follow on Instagram?
I'm inspired by my family. Number one, as an overall, inspires me. The people that I'm around, Kevin inspires me. Just because you can't become complacent. The third person is, the third person. Is it okay to use yourself?
Of course.
When you kind of look at where you are, and know that there's more you can give, and look at where you've been and continue to push that mold forward. So Yeah.
Well, when you're hitting the gym, what's on your playlist? Like, what are you listening to?
Oh man, I'm kind of all over the place these days. I like R&B, a lot of slow jams. Then I'll go a lot of old school 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Man, I just go to A-list R&B. I don't know. It just depends on the mood. Sometimes I'm in a really, really sweet mood. Everybody says I'm not a sweet guy. If I don't smile much, but I'm actually the opposite. So I'm really a nice person. And so listening to slow music makes me happier.
Oh, wow. I like that. And in between all of the things that you're doing, how do you take time for yourself just to ensure that, everything's okay with you and that you have what you need?
I take time for myself by going to the gym, actually, really thinking about things. And sometimes I just need to sit in the room and sit in the office by myself and just think about my thoughts. And I like drives. I mean, it sounds corny, but I like to just get in the car and drive and just think about and look at things that I want to achieve and accomplish, and it helps me refocus.
Where can we find you working out if there's a gym that you go to besides when you're just working, for yourself, going out to get, a meal or a drink? And then what place do you like to shop at?
I like Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's is probably one of my favorite department stores, because they're like, you can get really expensive stuff or you can get so I'm a middle kind of guy. So I like to go get really nice T-shirts and stuff like that. Where will you find me eating? There's a restaurant in LA called Leo and Lily's. I kind of go eat at a lot. They're homemade breakfast. Or there's a new spot called Mr. O's I love for brunch on a good Saturday morning.
And then do you have like a studio fitness that you like to go to?
I have a Just Train gym in LA with some really cool equipment that's kind of I've built for influencers to kind of use, because in the fitness industry, a lot of trainers don't have the opportunity to train clients or get the film content. So my partners over at XD Fit Equipment, they've built this whole gym facility. It's super cool, and we get to basically go in there and be as creative as we want and film content. So I love to go there. And if not, I'm at Equinox. I'm at Equinox in the Valley, just kind of putting in some work. But I kind of like the space of creativity to kind of just go do what I want and throw shit around.
I know that you're energized from the insights on today's episode of Tribe Goals. Make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Premium. Tribe Goals is a member of the multimedia podcast network Athleisure Studio, part of Athleisure Media and Athleisure Mag. Visit us at athleisurestudio.com/Tribe Goals and follow us on Instagram at tribe.goals to see new episodes of Tribe Goals, as well as to see what other shows we have launched throughout our network. Tribe Goals is hosted by me, Kimmy Smith, and is executive produced by Paul Farkas and myself. Our theme music, Rough and Deep, performed by Jurgolin. I'll be back in 2 weeks with our next Tribe Goals guest.